Live from the WCTV studios, this is the Good Morning Show. Coverage you can count on.
Straight ahead this morning, another American legend gone too soon, saying goodbye to Muhammad Ali. Plus, a mother seeking justice 1 year after her baby is killed, what the state attorney is now doing to help the family find closure. And it could be your chance to get rid of an unwanted firearm, how TPD is reaching out to residents to help them clear out guns in their homes. And taking a look outside now, it's a blue sky out there, few clouds. It kind of felt a little cooler to me out there. Brittany's here now. She's going to tell us what we can expect for our weekend. Brittany, was it cooler outside, or am I just imagining things?
I think you may just be imagining things, but it depends on where you are too, because some of us are starting out in the upper 60s, some low to mid 70s, but you saw that picture outside. A pretty quiet, pleasant start. But just out to the west, along I-10 and in the Panhandle, rather, you can see a cluster of showers and thunderstorms starting to weaken as it progresses further to the east, affecting places like Dothan, Alabama. I wouldn't be surprised if a few areas in early Seminole counties could see a little bit of rain this morning, but the good news is that it's going to continue to weaken and dissipate as it pushes further to the east. So a live look at what's going on within the past hour or so, slowly moving to the east, but notice most of the lightning strikes are just to the north of Dothan, Alabama. So not a threat to us locally just yet, but those rain chances are going to be a little bit higher, and we might see a little bit of rain earlier in the day. Now these temperatures are sitting in the 70s, 76 degrees in Tallahassee, 73 in Thomasville, and 76 in Valdosta, Georgia. Just a few clouds at the moment, but these temperatures already warming up even along the coast in the low 80s. 70 in St. Markso, 77 in Perry, and 78 in Cross City. Temperatures on the warm start. And of course, that means we have another warm up ahead. If you are planning on heading out this morning, expect to see a few clouds like we saw in that downtown camera. A mild start as well, with these winds that are calm at the moment starting to come in from the south later on through the day. Now we have that slight chance of a few showers this morning, but through the afternoon and for the rest of the weekend, we can see even higher rain chances. That full forecast is coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you so much, Brittany. After a 32-year-long battle with Parkinson's disease, the world has lost yet another legend. Boxing champion Muhammad Ali has died at the age of 74. Ali passed away last night in Scottsdale, Arizona hospital. The sports legend is being remembered today for his tremendous athletic feats in the boxing ring and his contributions long after he fought his final fight. Renee Marsh reports.
Muhammad Ali proclaimed himself the greatest, and millions of fans around the world agreed. Born Cassius Clay Jr. in Louisville, Kentucky, he was introduced to boxing when he was 12. Just 6 years later, he brought home a gold medal from the 1960 Summer Olympics. He turned pro at age 18, and at 22, he stunned the boxing world, becoming heavyweight champion by defeating the legendary Sonny Liston.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world!
The 60s were Ali's glory days, but the civil rights era would also become a controversial period in his life. He renounced his given name and joined the volatile black separatist Nation of Islam. Ali's heavyweight title was revoked when he refused to serve in the Vietnam War. Ali began a 3.5-year exile from championship fights until the U.S. Supreme Court overturned his conviction on a technicality. Barely back in the ring, Ali's undefeated professional record came to an end in 1971 when he lost to Joe Frazier in a match dubbed the fight of the century. But he would get revenge in a rematch. The famous Thriller in Manila ended with a technical knockout after the 14th round. Ali was on a roll again.
Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick.
Ali's last fight was in 1981 when he lost his title to Trevor Berbick. He retired the next day. 3 years later, he revealed he was fighting a new battle. He'd been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Though retired, he never retreated from public life. As his condition grew progressively worse, his spirit remained strong. In 1996, he lit the Olympic flame at the Summer Games in Atlanta, one of the most poignant moments in sports history. In 2005, Ali was presented with the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award, the nation's highest civilian honor.
When you say the greatest of all time is in the room, everyone knows who you mean.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119
In his final years, Ali penned a book, launched an online store, and even appealed to Iranian officials for the release of 2 American hikers. Despite his physical limitations, he was always the fighter who never backed down. I'm Renee Marsh reporting.
Back here in Leon County, a man is dead and another seriously injured after a crash on Interstate 10. It all happened near Baum Road overpass just after 6 p.m. yesterday. 51-year-old Roger McKellar was driving west when his freight truck traveled off the roadway and onto the median. He then overcorrected and lost control. He started steering to the left when the truck started sliding across the westbound lanes. It overturned several times and came to a final stop on its roof. His passenger, Jeffrey Evans, was transported to TMH with serious injuries. Police are now saying publicizing the arrest report of Sigfredo Garcia may have not been a good idea. They're saying it could put other possible arrests in jeopardy. Garcia was arrested earlier this week in South Florida for his role in the death of FSU law professor Dan Markel. After Garcia's first appearance on Thursday, a judge decided to unseal court documents in that case. In that report, another man by the name of Luis Rivera was also named a suspect. Now, last week, police filed papers with the hopes those documents would stay sealed. They say they fear potential suspects could now leave the country. Garcia has a bond hearing set for June 24th. An arrest warrant is now out for Rivera. He's already behind bars at a federal prison in Central Florida on unrelated charges. Now, for the first time, we are hearing from one of Dan Markel's close friends. Ethan Lieb started a popular law blog with Markel. The two had been friends for more than 10 years before Markel was killed in 2014. Lieb tells us he's troubled Markel's in-laws are linked to the accused murderer, but he also says it's not surprising.
It's very hard to see anybody who would benefit from Dan's death. I think that's the best I could say. One just hopes that the truth comes out and that those who are responsible have to suffer the consequences.
Lieb says the blog he and Markel founded is still going strong. He adds the blog will continue in Markel's memory. June 9th will mark 1 year since a 4-month-old baby died at a home daycare in Leon County. Now the state attorney is asking a grand jury to decide if criminal charges are warranted. WCTV's Julie Montanaro got a chance to sit down and talk to the mother of baby Weston as they push for answers and justice.
I saw ambulances and police cars and fire trucks flying up Lakeshore with their lights and sirens on.
Hannah Sheffield describes in vivid detail the day she went to pick up her 4-month-old baby Weston from daycare, only to discover that that rush of sirens was headed there too. Her baby was dead.
Police officers had to grab me and shake me and sit me down, and he's like, "Ma'am, I'm very sorry to tell you this, but your son has passed." And I don't, all the questions in my head was like, why me? Why my son? What happened?
Weston died June 9th, 2015 at a home daycare on Treetop Court. Sheffield would soon discover that that daycare was not licensed. It was shut down by DCF days later. The DCF website says Weston's death is still under investigation. The Leon County Sheriff's Office says its investigation is still open too. We went to the Treetop Court home where Weston died nearly a year ago. One of the daycare's owners was just leaving. She just found out about the grand jury review, but did not wish to comment. The DCF website has just a 1-sentence summary of Weston Sheffield's case that says the baby was placed to sleep alone on an adult bed. Now, the state attorney's office has announced that it will ask a grand jury to review Sheffield's death June 16th and offer, quote, guidance on whether any charges are warranted against the daycare owners.
I'm just very glad that Weston's going to have his day on the 16th and that his little voice is going to be heard.
We will, of course, keep you up to date with the very latest on the story, both on air and online at WCTV.tv. Well, a well-known Tallahassee attorney has been arrested. 61-year-old Lance Block is accused of buying cocaine. He was arrested Wednesday by FSU police at the Ocala Corners shopping center. It was all part of a sting. Now, Block allegedly tried to buy cocaine from an undercover officer. According to the arrest report, police say Block agreed to purchase 10 grams of cocaine. He then handed over $800 to the undercover officer. That's when he was arrested. Block bonded out of jail for $10,000. He pleaded not guilty in court Thursday. Now, you might remember Block. This is video from 60 Minutes last December. He was profiled on the show about the Rachel Hoffman investigation. Hoffman was killed in 2008 while working as a drug informant for TPD. Block represented her family, who sued the city. No word yet on when Block will return to court. Crews in Suwannee County battled a fire at a local business. It happened at the Family Dollar on Ohio Avenue in Live Oak. Photos show black smoke pouring from the building. You see it here. Crews say the fire started in the store's stock room. Now, the flames are out now, and there's no word yet on any injuries. Tallahassee police hope to buy back dozens of guns this weekend. It's part of Operation Safe Neighborhoods, and TPD is using these wrapped cars to promote the buyback. Residents can take their unwanted guns to TPD today between 4 and 8 p.m. No questions asked. You'll get they'll receive a gift card in return. Police say they want those guns off the street. A buyback event in 2014 netted 61 guns in just 2 days. And happening right now, the Science of Speed team is holding a donut run. You heard that right. You can cycle or run your way to some free donuts. The event started at 8 this morning at the Science of Speed headquarters on Capitol Circle Northeast. It's free to the first 150 people, and those of all skill levels are welcome. Now, new this morning also, we've just got word of a fatal shooting in Tallahassee. It happened on the 1700 block of Keith Street. We are currently working on those details, and we'll bring you the very latest as soon as we get some more. But Bernie, let's switch gears here. Let's take a look outside, because probably a good day to get outside today.
Well, if you want to get outdoors, my best advice is to go out during the morning, because we have some changes coming up. And if you look at this forecast here, you're going to need a little bit of everything from the sun gear, sunglasses, sunscreen, to even an umbrella that you'll need to have on hand or in the car for the next couple of days. I'll have the details on what that means for our area coming up when we return.